Hey folks, this is Tracy with Scrappy's Rustics. I'm so excited to show you this project. It's fairly simple, it just took a lot of drying time. So this napkin is from my stash. It's a timeless napkin. I love that thing. We're using pen tart, decoupage glue, ultra matte, a little bit of Waverly plaster. This bird, I have a few of them. It came from a picture I had on my wall that I no longer liked, so I ripped the birds off. This Easter egg is from last year, and these eggs we carry on our website along with the Pentart products at scrappysrustics.com. I actually went to Walmart and I could not find any of the clear eggs. They were all colored or wonky or whatever. So I ended up ordering some orbs like style on Amazon because I feel like this project really opened a can of worms of all the possibilities that we can do similar to this project. So I'm pretty excited about it. 3D decoupage, there's just a lot we can do with this. So I put 2 coats of the Waverly plaster on our egg there. I don't know the exact size, maybe 6-7 inches. And I'm just sizing up. I had no idea if this was going to work. In my mind, it was like so cool. But then, I mean, that bird has some weight to it. So I really wasn't sure how I was going to do this. And it just kind of happened as we went. I figured it out. So I'm just putting down the Pentart decoupage glue. This stuff is awesome. If you're a true love of matte person, this is the ultra matte. And it really is. It works as a sealer, a glue, and it's actually even waterproof. So I'm just cutting off the excess. And if you noticed, I try to align the nest up on the bottom because I want the bird to appear like he's sitting in the nest. I didn't know if I could achieve that either. There's not very many parts to this project at all. It's fairly simple. However, the drying time is what took it so long. I've been really loving this Pentart Heavy Body Gel. It has so many uses and it dries clear. I didn't want to use hot glue. I'm not really even sure what the bird is made of, but like I said, he does have some weight to him. So Heavy Body Gel says it's meant for that type of stuff, so I put it to the test and sure as shooting, it worked really good. So I'm just putting a top coat over our napkin so we can protect it. And as you see, I just sanded off the edges of our napkin to give us a nice clean look. So here was the big test. I was like, well, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So I need to line him up. He just fits in that egg like at certain the egg is in the exact same shape as the HDF egg. So just had to get him in there where he looked like he was in the nest and yet he still fit in the egg, and the plastic egg kind of lined up with the other egg. I just said egg like 5 times, but it's all about the egg today. So I put a generous blob on the back where it sat surface to surface, and I let it dry overnight. I actually put the top back on and I put the Heavy Body Gel, the whole jar. I balanced it on top of the Claire egg and I let it sit overnight. And you will see here shortly the next day that it's hanging on there pretty good. So there's the next day. I'm gingerly picking it up, not so sure, and look at that. That ended up drying clear. So it wasn't fully dry, believe it or not, overnight. And then the bottom of the bird had like where it was screwed into the picture, and I couldn't cut that thing off, so we had to hide it. Plus it was like an empty space, so I used a good old messy moss and it did the job. But then I was like, oh man, how am I going to stick this egg on here with all this moss? But we figured it out. I just feel like this project in itself with a 3D item and the clear plastic over it really opens a ton of possibilities for creations for us, whether it's a round Christmas bulb or the ones that are a little flatter. I mean, we could go on and on. You could just simply decoupage and put the orb over it with some. I wanted to use clay on this, but there wasn't quite. I didn't know how I was going to do the edges because there wasn't really a lot of room around the edges for much. But I can see something up like an orb on a piece of decoupage paper with like a trimmings mold sealing it in. It's just that it's endless possibilities. So then I was like, well, I don't want to hot glue. I don't even like hot glue. I didn't want to hot glue the plastic. Number one, I didn't want to melt it. Number two, I didn't want to see the glue blobs because it's clear. So I thought, well, the Heavy Body Gel did good on the bird. Let's see how it does here. So I went all around, and there's not a lot of space on that egg either. So I went around it, and again, I set that, as soon as I put it on here, I set it aside. I balanced some weight on top of it, and I let it dry overnight. But then I was like, well, how the heck am I going to get this thing on here? I couldn't quite handle it right because there's only so much space for me to put it in, and I didn't want to get all that moss in my heavy body gel. But I got it figured out. The Pentart products can be found at scrappysrustics.com. They're pretty amazing. We have more coming in. They're out at the wholesaler right now. But we do have more coming in shortly as of this video. So check it out the next day, y'all. It came out so cool. And it's still white. You know, I gotta go look now. I thought that dried clear where the bird is. But around the edges of the egg, you can't see. Now I gotta go look again. Oh, dang. All right. So I decided ultimately, I got these wooden beads that are threaded from Hobby Lobby. They have like a small and a large, or small and medium. Like I said, there is not a lot of room. On the bottom, there's no room at all. But around the edges, there was just enough for this to kind of balance. So again, I didn't want to see the hot glue. So I thought, well, let's give the Pentart Heavy Body Gel in matte a try. And it didn't fail me. It did not fail me. It's a little tedious to put it on there, but I think it's so much better than looking at glue blobs. So I just held it there. It set up pretty quickly where my left thumb is, where it began. That piece kept popping off. But at the end, I just put a little more heavy body gel on that one bead, and it stuck. So it did a great job. I'm so excited about this. And I can't believe I couldn't find any clear stinking eggs at Walmart. They were colored or just weird stuff. I got these last year. And then the other two that I have that are larger, because I was looking for a larger one, I spray painted them last year. So there you have it. I hope this inspires you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check me out on YouTube at Scrappy's Rustics as well.